What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff and Justin here, the Frustrated Rockstars.
I'm having a dark beer.
It's very dark. It's like a Coca-Cola.
Like that? Exactly. Put a scoop of vanilla in here, please.
We are at the Atlanta Brewing Company, our new home.
Oh, I love this.
We had this great studio, some great beer. So tonight's topic is the best year in music.
The best of years.
And this is a perfect thing that is an example of there are no wrong answers.
Absolutely.
It could go anyway, depends on what you like. But we're just going to have a quick discussion on the best year of music across all genres.
I think we can figure it out.
Everything.
If we had it hours, I think we could actually delineate it.
We can narrow it down to a couple.
But yeah, we're definitely going to give you guys some that we think are the best.
Yeah, and we
take it for what you want.
We represent.
Take it for what it is.
We represent a lot of music fans, and that's what we do. It's rock and roll.
Sure.
So, but before we get to the headliner, let's check out tonight's opening act. And our opening act is kind of a news story. What's going on in
this is a sad story
in music today? The Virgin music stores are closing down. They're going to close their last like 6 or so stores by the end of the
shocking
summer.
to me. These guys,
it's not shocking.
These guys had Richard Branson.
Yeah,
had jetliners and hot air balloons.
Yeah, but he can't lose money because people simply don't buy CDs.
You just can't have these mega stores anymore.
No, not with music.
But it still is sad because Virgin's part of the lexicon of history and music.
Well, but I actually would say I'm not that attached to it because they never had one in Atlanta here, so I've gone to one. I went to the one in London, the one in Hollywood.
Here's why I'm not that attached to it. I think it's sad because I hate to see the passing of music stores. Some of the younger people here have never gone to a music store and thumbed through things. For me, it's like the end of an era. To go to a record store is a treat, just to see the artist, just to pick it up and look at it.
And if you were searching for something specific. If you were searching for something specific, to go into a record store, and it'd be there.
And the posters in the back.
I'd be so excited.
It's all gone. This is it. And Virgin was a big one.
Yeah.
But you're right. There was never one in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, so it was
for us, it's like Channel.
Yeah.
But still,
it's the
end of an era.
It's really the last chain of record stores.
It's like the last Brontosaurus. It's just like,
it's over. So
that's how it goes. Oh well.
We got to sign it or drop it.
Well, I say drop it.
Drop it, but
hey, if technology hadn't advanced, we wouldn't be here having our own show on a podcast.
Right.
So I say, onward and forward, but it is a sad day.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to tonight's headliner. And we're just going to have a quick discussion on the best year in music across all. Right, so we're talking about across all genres, just in general.
The best year in the history of music.
Now I'm going to throw out a couple years, just
throw them out.
That are pivotal. I think 1984 was a big year in music.
Interesting.
MTV was big. Van Halen, just Madonna broke then.
Right.
84 is a big one. In fact, they did a Behind the Music on it on VH1.
Right. 91.
91 with Nirvana. Or was that more 92? I mean, I
think it's more. Well, the weird thing is, you look at Guns N' Roses. The album came out in 87, but it hit in 88.
Right.
So 88 what is the big year? The year it was released, or
the year it went big? The year it went big.
That's what I agree with.
So it's okay. 88's another good one.
All right.
84, 88, 91.
Well, no, you got to go back in history though.
Okay, yeah.
64 when the Beatles hit.
The Beatles
changed everything.
Yeah, that's definitely.
55 when rock and roll was born with Maybelline and Hound Dog by Elvis Presley. Definitely got to throw that in there. And Chuck Berry. I mean, 55 is. If I had a vote, I'd say 55.
Really?
That's really.
Yeah, I know you love the 50s.
But I mean,
but that's what started it all. That's what everything is based on.
I mean, how big was Nirvana without Chuck Berry?
Right. What about 1967, the Summer of Love?
16.
You had the Doors.
Okay. See, you're really into the year it was hit.
Yeah.
Because most people say 69
because of Woodstock
was the Summer of Love. But you're saying when the albums really hit was 67.
The Summer of Love was 67.
I know, but really the effect of 67 hit in 69.
Right.
So that's a good question too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because really glam rock was born in 86 but hit in 88, 89.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So is it the year that things were released?
It's year
of the effect.
I think it's year of the effect.
Well, what about 70?
Just like MTV.
All right, disco, 76, 77, but really the effect was 78, 79.
With Saturday Night Fever and the Bee Gees doing their big tour, so I would say 78 for disco.
And punk rock, but that really didn't have a ripple effect across pop culture. But that was 76, but hit in 78, 79 too.
Right.
So it's almost like it has a 2-year delayed effect before it has that ripple effect.
The mainstream, when it hits the mainstream.
Right.
I would say, when I say 1984, I think that's a year that a couple years after MTV had exploded. So you had MTV really catching on in the mainstream and all these new artists.
81.
Yeah, but okay, well.
But 83 was the year that MTV really started having an impact. So there's a 2-year ripple effect on the actual impact of a new
genre or yes.
Woo, we just came up with something.
Oh, that's a good 2 years delay.
And one thing we can all both agree on, this decade's had no impact at all. From 2000 to 2009, name one big impact.
You could argue that, like, 2002 with Justin Timberlake and the Black Eyed Peas breaking. Well, it just kind of made this whole new pop sound.
There's never been a pop sound.
Well, no, but it's this Timbaland sound, which is what is popular now.
Right.
So that came out in 2002, and
But it didn't change. It didn't have a ripple effect.
Yeah, it does. That's what everybody sounds like now. It all sounds like it's produced by Timbaland.
I know, but I can't argue with that. But it hasn't had like an impact. It hasn't changed things. It hasn't affected anything.
Well, what about
It's just all that anybody's listening to, but it hasn't really changed the world. It hasn't moved the Richter scale.
That's the whole thing, but that's the closest thing that I think we've had recently.
I think this decade has had no huge year.
Well,
let us know.
History will tell.
Yeah, let us know. Email us and tell us we're wrong.
Yeah, info@frustratedrockstars.com or leave messages at YouTube. Of course, we may talk about it in tonight's Encore, but first, let's do some solo riffs.
Tonight's solo riff for me is, hey Eminem, nice to see you again. A little tip of the cap. From what I hear, he was like kind of a recluse sitting in his home, ordering in Outback and Taco Bell. He's got a great new album out. Supposedly, it's going to save or kill Interscope Records, which is on its last leg. So welcome back, Eminem. Love the new song, Crack the Bottle, and hopefully you'll be back doing what you did in the mid-90s.
And welcome back, you too. They got the new album out and the new tour coming, and I was thinking they're one of the only bands, if not the only band, that's been around for almost 30 years that can play new material at a concert and people don't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like if the Stones played a new song, you're out of there. You don't want to hear that. But U2, they can play in basically their entire catalog all the way up till now, and people want to hear it. They don't want to go run to the bathroom or get another beer. So there's my solo riff. Let's check out tonight's Encore.
All right, break out the lighters. It's time for the Encore. Jeff, what do we got?
We got some more comments here from Remote 246.
Oh, Remote 246.
As opposed to Remote 245.
Yeah, sure.
Commenting on the 2009 Picky Awards. That was our little award show we did.
Award show, sure.
And our comeback of the year was AC/DC. That was our...
We thought that was the best comeback.
It was the best comeback of the album.
That was a tough choice.
Not necessarily a broken up band getting back together, but just someone who's been away for a while coming back.
It was a tough choice.
Yeah, it was
but it was this clear-cut win.
And Metallica was nominated.
Sure.
And so he's asking, what did you guys think of Death Magnetic, the new Metallica album?
Well,
by the way, we talked about this in the Return of the Heavy Hitters.
I mean, I can go back and say what I said before.
Just real quick.
It's a great record. I like.
But now that some time has passed, do you still listen to it?
No, I don't. I
think that says something. I don't either. I will dare to say I like Saint Anger better.
Oh yeah, I'll say that.
But I don't know that's because I'm attached to it because, the movie, Some Kind of Monster is, kind of the making of it. But I would say I'm more likely to go back and listen to Saint Anger than Death Magnetic.
I agree.
So thanks for commenting, Remote 246. You can do so too at YouTube or email us info@frustratedrockstars.com.
You never know, you might get a shirt out of it.
Yes, and if you like
shirts. Just like when you go out with Jeff's mom.
Yes, and if you like shirts, get them at teaseria.com. You can custom make it like a pizza, and they ship it to you in a box just like this.
Absolutely.
And of course, enter the coupon code ROCK for 15% off. We want to thank them, and of course, thank the Atlanta Brewing Company for having us once again.
For my Diet Coke beer again. Actually, it's delicious. It's a nice dark beer.
Until then,
enjoy your music.
I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life. But there's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see you tonight.